Marriage wasn't supposed to feel like this. At least, that's what I told myself during the long silent evenings when my wife, Laura, scrolled endlessly on her phone while I sat across the room, waiting for her to look up. We had been married for 12 years. In the beginning, we laughed until midnight, planned adventures, held hands everywhere we went. But somewhere along the way, that warmth faded. Work, stress, distractions, it all piled up, and suddenly, my wife felt like a stranger. I noticed first in the little things. She stopped asking about my day. She stopped sitting beside me on the couch. When I leaned in for a hug, she pulled away with a distracted, "Not now." At first, I brushed it off. Marriage has seasons, I told myself. But weeks turned into months, and every attempt I made to connect, to talk, to laugh, to just sit together, was met with indifference. "Laura," I whispered one night, "I miss you. I miss us." She sighed, eyes never leaving her screen. "You're too needy, Mark. Can't you just let things be?" Those words cut deeper than she knew. Still, I kept trying. I planned dinners, suggested walks, wrote her little notes like I used to. She ignored them all. Every day, I felt myself shrinking, begging for scraps of affection from the woman I loved. Then, one morning, something inside me shifted. I woke up and realized I couldn't keep begging. I couldn't keep pouring myself into an empty cup. I didn't tell her. I didn't make a scene. I just stopped. I stopped asking how her day was. I stopped waiting for her to sit next to me. I stopped leaving notes. I stopped chasing what she refused to give. And for the first time in years, I focused on myself. I joined a local gym. I reconnected with old friends. I picked up guitar lessons, something I'd always wanted to do. Slowly, the heaviness in my chest lifted. I still loved Laura, but I wasn't going to lose myself in the void of her indifference. Weeks passed, and then something strange happened. One evening, I came home later than usual. I expected her to be on the couch, absorbed in her phone, but instead, she was waiting at the table, dinner set for two. "You're late," she said softly. I shrugged. I grabbed food with some friends after work. Her eyes flickered with surprise. "You didn't tell me." "I didn't think you'd care," I replied simply, and I sat down with my guitar to practice. The next few days, I noticed her watching me more. When I got dressed for the gym, she asked, "Who are you going with?" When I laughed at a message from a friend, she leaned over. "Who's texting you?" For years, she hadn't noticed me. Now, suddenly she did. Finally, one Saturday morning, as I grabbed my keys to head out, she stopped me at the door. "Mark," she said, voice trembling, "what happened to you? You don't ask me things anymore. You don't try." I looked at her for a long time. "I begged for connection every day, Laura. You always refused. And the day I stopped, I realized I deserve to feel alive too." Her eyes filled with tears. "I didn't know I was losing you." The truth was, she already had. Or maybe she hadn't lost me completely, but she was finally seeing what her neglect had cost us. We sat down that afternoon for the first real conversation in years. I told her everything, the loneliness, the rejection, the emptiness I had felt. She listened, truly listened, and for once didn't dismiss my pain. I don't know what the future holds for us. Maybe this was the wake-up call our marriage needed. Maybe it's too late. But one thing is certain, I'll never beg for love again. Because love freely given is connection, but love demanded is just survival. And I refuse to just survive.